Hello everybody, welcome back to From Rhythm to Algorithm. We continue on with our derivation. Sensodality contains sensorality. What is a sensor? And so, as you can see, I'm sporting my great 250 years of super freedoms here in the United States. I needed a little sturdier of a shirt to hold up my microphone, so I went with our great Supreme Leader Donald's national anthem themed shirt. The American flag, super national anthem, Star Spangled America. And so, again, I do not have constitutional rights. I was fraudulently accused via the YouTube algorithm system of a copyright strike by Penguin Random House Publishing and Andrew Ross Sorkin's book. Has caused me profound disruption to my publication. This YouTube channel is the only publication I have, which is completely illegal in violation of Article 1, Section 8, Clause 8 of the United States Constitution, as well as the Fifth Amendment. But practically, there's absolutely nothing I can do if this YouTube channel gets shut down. Math stops. And so I continue to beg for a little bit of money, to eat properly, to sleep properly, and to work. My rights are violated in such a profound way that I am seeking asylum outside of the United States of America. I just wanted to be able to do my work, and at present time, I have no place that I can physically put my copies, which I have been able to do in the past, still within this context of my rights being extremely violated. And now I'm at extreme risk of not even being able to publish these videos, which are purely just derivation, and then I just put the theorems and the analysis on the screen. That is it. And I can't do that. And I can't do that confidently and regularly, and it's not going to stop. This derivation process does not complete with the completion of sensorality. It is just one physical axiom. But regardless, my rights are violated so profoundly and extensively that I am seeking asylum outside of this country. Every body, governmental structure, academic structure that could do something already knows about it and just doesn't care, and I live in an environment that does not... My life quality is truly zero. And so I continue to put that out there. Absolutely no one cares. My life has never... I've never articulated, hey, I'm the victim of direct immediate crime, and anybody ever cared. And so continuing on with our derivation, that is at the forefront of my mind each time a major event like that happens. I mean, that is the entire motivation for the language litigation and integration series, is saying this stuff happens so frequently, what you guys call ontological shock, and then people just exert any authority over me they can, and it has destroyed my life. Truly innumerable amounts of property, financial value have been destroyed already. It continues to be destroyed. The damages continue to accrue at a profound rate. But all in all, clearly nobody gives a fuck. And so I'm just trying to find some way to record my work. That is it. And I do not have any avenue to do so. And so with that being said, I will continue to post on YouTube as long as this channel is up. I've taken down anything that could even kind of have copyrights. But again, sitting down with novel analysis when you're the only person to ever demonstrate a proof ever, and then you're responding as a linguistic sections to your proof, common popular science books, so to speak, or, things that have copyrights on them, is hilariously illegal to my discoveries and my rights. But practically, there's absolutely no laws in this country, and there's absolutely no one that gives a fuck. As long as there's another sports game, another sports event, which luckily for us, there's one every 2 seconds, nobody cares. This country is profoundly illiterate. With that being said, moving on with our derivation steps. And so we're just moving through analysis. Overall, still just trying to generate the right question. We're not really trying to do that. We're just progressing logic in a way where we have this self-contained question, where we have something we can answer definitively. Just like any other scientist, the most poignant thing of research is asking the right question. With this capacity of linguistics, we can form a question that is completely answerable. And so that is what sensorality is. It is a chunk of syllability, and we're showing its iteration into common diction, a sentence structure that you already understand, so on and so forth. So going through our derivation steps. What is odor to flavor? Sensorality is flavorality. Natural definition. Shout out to Guy Fieri, Flavor Town. What is flavor to taste? What is smell to taste? What is smell to flavor? Sensorality labels liability. Natural definition, direct iteration. Scent is smellable. Scent is sense. Natural definition, direct iteration, emphasizing the spelling is like a penny is a cent, but it carries the phonetic sense. Like, I have senses, but my penny is not sensing. But the word scent, like smell, uses the entire letters of sense, like more than one penny. Sensorality is sensality. Natural definition, direct iteration. Sensorality is the scent of consent. Natural definition, direct iteration. Consent is on scent. And so, again, just a direct iteration. Consent, we just drop the C and it just has on scent. Or no, we don't even, no, that's complete. Consent, you just rearrange the letters and then you get on scent. Add a space. What is the point of scent? Function is the point. And so again, like, what is the point of scent? We get to this very clear question, and that is what we're doing, and we'll have this completion with sensorality. It will just directly answer what is a sensor, which has clear and an immediate application to all of ontology right now. AI, artificial intelligence, all of our agentic workflow needs some good sensors. But what is it? Right? What is a sensor? And so function is the point. Sensorality is the function of sensation. Natural definition, direct iteration. Sensorality is the sensation section. Natural definition, direct iteration. And the sensation section is led by our sloppy topologist, Jen. Is law legal? Is legal easy? Sensorality is an easy edge. Sensorality is an advantage. Does resonance have an edge? Is an edge a boundary? Again, range is conceptualized as more intricacy. Range is intricate. And then this question, does the universe have a boundary, have an edge? It doesn't mean anything. We don't have conceptualization where you can even assign words to that. People try to say that and they think they're asking a question that's meaningful, and it is not. And so again, we will resolve anything that is resolvable, but all of the conceptualization, if for whatever reason I don't finish this proof, is already resolved in the context of speciality, which is complete. So moving along. Is an edge a boundary? Is edging easy? Sensorality is edgy. Natural definition, direct iteration. Are effigies edgy? Emphasizing the structure of the words. So the difference between 3 and 8 is 5. The difference between E and A is I. And then we have this other kind of 3-letter identity or property that we're all familiar with. If you take a word, you drop a Y, and you pluralize it, you add an IES. So what is this identity, EIA to IES? In that context of plurality and stabilizing a definition, because again, clearly we have all of these word forms where we don't have EIA, but it's some sort of contraction, it's some sort of reduction, it's some sort of derivation. Sensorality pluralizes. What is plurality to singularity? What is color to structure? Sensorality is the structure of odor. Natural definition, direct iteration. Is nominal trivial? Sensorality is nominality. Nominality nominates. Natural definition, direct iteration. Is trial trivial? Is trivia trivial? What is liability to enforceability? Sensorality is enforceability. Law is essential, force is essential. Right? You couldn't have movement without force, without pressure per unit area. What is sense to force? Sensorality is a sense of force. Sensorality is a show of force. I know we've hit that in common sentiment kind of consolidation, a show of force. Sensorality shows how. Direct iteration, show how. Is radius radial? Direct iteration, made a short video yesterday, is radar radial. Sensorality is onerous, sensorality is ominous, sensorality is ominosity. Natural definition, is viscosity ominous? What is shade to shadow? I know we've hit that before. Do shadows echo? Right, I truly don't know, I know we do hit the exact same identities, because there's so many of them. Again, I don't remember any of them. Well, I remember all of the big conceptual movements. The only thing in this whole process that hasn't been immediately oh yeah, I did this 7 years ago, was the completion of ordinality, but I think that's just articulating it more so than just saying it over an email. But regardless, it's I'd be interested to see, again, how much redundancy there are for the actual just direct theorems. Because there's only so many words, right? At the fundamental level, you're reducing to the same basis, the same, what is sensorality? We're working on it. But do shadows echo? What is do to does? What is ability to doing? Decisions are discrete. What is theme to discreteness? What is smoldering to smelting? What is smelling to smelting? Again, emphasizing the don't forget to dot your I's and cross your T's is again some sort of geometric differentiation, right? Directly, literally. And so smell and smelt are, one cross, the sign of the cross. When you're in the streets, young Scooter, R.I.P., you gotta watch out for that cross, N-word. But again, we're all talking about the same thing, so we have all of this conceptualization, and it's all just the same logic. Sensorality smelts. Sensorality melts. Natural definition. What is melting to dissolving? Dissolution disintegrates. Disintegration is essential. What is scintillation to disintegration? Right, a laser is a disintellator. Right, you have this energy and it collapses and then can still laser. Again, my fundamental, my direct conceptualizations at the finalizations of this proof. And again, you see how much stuff there is. And I know I've said it, but it's just I've already proven this stuff. I put it on the screen last time. It's I can directly say stuff wrong that I have personally proven. And it's just matching up all of this linguistics to physics, or what the existence, just stuff that is. And so at the end of this and throughout all of this, it just feels so weird. My personal spelling, just all over the place. But scintillation is a laser, but what is scintillation to disintegration? Is light tense? What is light to tension? Sensorality is might. Might is fortitude. Sensorality is the frequency of sensation. What is frequency to rapidity? What is serendipity to rapidity? Emphasizing that DPT and then PDT consonants. Definitely sticks out me, Brad, and my natural usage of vocabulary. I don't hit that syllability that much. Is serendipity serene? Sensorality is senorality. Right, that's kind of where the sensor yesterday, which was not a word, but a definitive step. Again, it's just this chunk of syllability. We're forcing this logical out of bounds to directly show, again, what is a sensor, how it's naturally defined. Synergy is senoral, synergy is general. Sensorality is eventual. What is eventual to eventful? Events occur. Inevitability is eventuality. Natural definition, direct iteration. What is inevitability to certainty? Sensorality is certaintality. Natural definition, direct iteration. Certainty certifies. Certify, clarify. What is a definition to a declaration? What is declaration to defamation? What is defamation to infamy? What is serendipity to spontaneity? What is spontaneity to correlation? What is vibration to relation? What is relation to realization? What is relation to sensation? So if you'll see those in my emails, I call those theorem overloads, where it's just the word forms and it's just it feels like so much. It's kind of funny almost, where it's just like I just put down the base words and just skip all of the theorems because there's so much. But yeah, and I just put what is. Sensorality relates sensation. Orality relates sensation, right? I'm relating my sensation. Hey, here's my rights. They're all violated. No one gives a shit. When's the next sports game? Can I have a little bit of money so I can literally buy food properly? Nope. Does anybody care? Nope. Can I report that anywhere? Nope. Can I do anything? Nope. How do I live? Like, genuinely, how do I do anything with my existence? Nobody cares. Sensorality is perceptionality. Sensation perceives. Here's a fun one and a big one. This is something I would call a fundamental theorem, but viscosity is cost. Direct iteration, right? The base of viscosity is cost. And that is a natural definition, direct iteration, right? Cost is resistance. What is viscosity to dichotomy? And so that cost, that CO, and that cotomy, that phonetic is a direct iteration of that syllability, that sound. What is viscerality to viscosity? Is visceral fiscal? Is fiscality visceral? Can you feel your spending patterns, right? Is personal finance something that is visceral? Definitely. Sensorality is fiscality. Natural definition, is fiscality fiduciary? Is fidelity fiduciary? What is indemnity to fidelity? Is emotion visceral? And my favorite, is cereal visceral? Where's my cornflakes? I need my Lucky Charms. It's my favorite cereal. I'm not a big cereal eater. I need that meat, just like Arby's. They need to have the meats. But cereal, did like frosted Cheerios back in the day. There's one cereal that always made your pee stink. It was like one of the sugary ones, super sugary ones. I forget. But Lucky Charms, Frosted Cheerios, Honey Nut Cheerios, and they were kind of like long. Why can't I think of them? It was like a long, kind of like a kernel thing. I don't know. But is cereal visceral? Definitely. What is iteration to evisceration? What is visceration to vibration? What is visceration to derivation? Is derivation daring? What is derivation to determination? Sensorality is how logic functions. Sensorality is functionality. Personality is the function of sensorality. So we can feel the subject, something moving around there. Again, just executing an overall well-defined analytical process to stabilize conceptually and directly linguistically what is a sensor by direct iteration, completing the syllability in this linguistic analysis process that you've never seen, but which is more rigorously demonstrated in math class currently, or ever. It's all the same thing. But it's true. You root everything is a differentiation of it is what it is. So we're just showing sensorality is what sensorality is, and there is some definable amount of that syllability, letters representing sounds, which are syllables when they have order, are fundamental unit of a word and of language. And so the last little pair I have is perception and perspective, just as a pair. And so my rights continue to be violated. Again, I was in a little flow. Again, I still don't have constitutional rights. I get disrespected every single day. I'm the victim of crime every single day. But again, having the ability to go buy a book for $20, sit down and read it, do all of the steps of scholarship that anybody at an academic institution right now would be doing if they're doing research, and then just putting it into my novel analysis, which again is the only person to ever demonstrate analysis, the only person to ever prove something. And then I get copyright claimed is just the most profound disruption to headspace, and then I have no recourse. I get online, and there's Andrew Ross Corkin. He's getting another paycheck. He's smiling, and he's having another good day. And I am like profoundly disrupted. And once again, I have no support. I have no family. I have no friends. I have no one that cares. And it's all direct, profound, and extensive crime. Fraud, racketeering, conspiracy at the highest level. And nobody cares. And so I continue to emphasize to my estate, show no leniency in any sort of legal proceeding, punish absolutely everybody. It is all my property. It is all the damages that have been done to my estate. Make people pay. If they can't pay, that's not my fucking problem. And I continue to emphasize to the people today, I just want the headspace of feeling safe. I have never felt safe in my entire life. I have never been able to eat properly, sleep properly, and now as a grown adult, work. And it's just wasting my life, and you're going to waste my life, and no one's going to care, and no one's going to care because no one cares about fucking anything. I've experienced this malaise and this pathetic bullshit behavior my entire life. Nobody is mature, and nobody cares, and it has ruined my property, it has ruined my ability to have a career and a family, and there is nothing else to do in this world. There's just nothing else that exists. And so I think I've cleaned up my YouTube channel, but I don't even know how that was a thing. I don't even know how any of this shit is a thing. And so the only thing with any copyright was my Bible read-through, which is, again, is a massive research project that is, again, a part of all of this derivation. And so it's just like, but that, again, that copyright's explicit from England, where it's like, if you read it, it's explicitly like a royalty thing. And so then just to make a legal point, because I'm not really doing that series right now, you shouldn't be able to, if you, like, again, it shouldn't be able to just click a button and it says you can take down another person's channel. 10 years of work where all I'm doing is making these videos. That's all I'm doing. And it's like, you can just click one button and it can't even say, like, are you sure you want to, like, hey, because I would immediately denied it or, like, counteracted it, but it's just like fraud, man. This is extortion. Like I said, it's truly like some facet of extortion, and I'm under profound duress. And again, all of these academics that are publishing through these publishing houses, it's all the same racket. It's all a different predicate act directly pursuant to the RICO statute. No one fucking cares. I'm so done citing law like anybody cares, like everyone that is 50 to 70 years old isn't just some pathetic fuck where age is just a number that hasn't grown up. I have never met somebody that demonstrates grown adult behavior, ever. It's just this pissy little high school never ends bullshit all of the time. And my life is destroyed. And I don't even give a fuck. I just want to be able to do my research. It's every day. It doesn't stop. No one cares. And the theft is so profound. The conspiracy, the fraud is so profound. I can't turn on YouTubers. I can't turn on newscasters without them directly being aware of my work. And then once you're aware of the form of logic, it directly affects how you articulate what you say. And then we're back to this knot analogy where you're at Christmas and they put a blanket over you and then they pull the blanket off and everyone acts like you don't exist. And then you're kind of like freaking out, like, why? Am I invisible or something? But that's my whole life like that. Like, actually, that's not an analogy. Nobody interacts with me. What you guys call ontological shock just like shuts down me being able to form direct identity on a direct personal, I'm a Brad person level. The minute I shut off this camera, I'm still just going to be wondering, how the fuck do I get out of this environment where I don't have constitutional rights? I have been food insecure my entire life. I can't go buy fucking food. Like, I am seeking asylum. I don't have rights to the point where my rights are violated so profoundly I've given up, and it is a direct, immediate concern. I don't know what to do. I want to do my research. I want to be able to eat properly, sleep properly, and work. As I say in every video, nothing has changed. So, like I said, I'll continue to post on YouTube if that's possible, but, and again, with the entire, like, people can see this shit happening. No one cares, no one cares, no one cares to my estate. Fuck everybody. That is what I have for right now. I am under profound duress. My rights are violated. No one cares. No one cares. No one cares. No one ever cares. And no one ever cares because no one ever cares. And then no one can care because no one ever cares. And no one cares. Time for another sports game. Up, it's the weekend. Americans out there working hard. Time to just to kick your feet up and go watch another fucking sports game. I'm going to keep working, trying to be able to eat food. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Freedom.